to the people who can't make it. Great. Okay, so thanks for coming to Empower Hours meeting. We're going to go over a few things today, but primarily the biggest and most important thing that we want to talk about today is the moving forward for the next 2 months with Empower Hour. So since we're on this COVID schedule, which is mostly Zoom for everything, including Empower Hour, not physically meeting right now, we're suggesting, or highly suggesting, I should say, that we move Empower Hour to only two days a month. And that would be probably our Saturday morning Empower Hour Sacramento, and probably the Empower Hour branch Solano, because those are the two biggest and have the highest turnout every single time. We do have speakers set up for the next couple months, and we can just move them to those dates. So that way that wouldn't take a lot of work. The main reason we're doing that is because we're getting a big response from a lot of people stating that they seem very confused about how much is going on in Empower. In the next 2 months, we suggest that we go down to those 2 dates only. And starting in January, if we can physically meet up, we'll go ahead and go back to all of the different branches and have it to where we can easily physically go to these different branches. Until then, again, our suggestion, or our highly suggested thing, is that we go ahead and move it to only 2 days a month. And so I wanted everyone's opinion on that, to see if anybody's against the idea, and go forward with that.
I'm in agreement with it. I know that this is something we discussed before. I think it's a great idea. All of us, or most of us, have our work done with us and for us. We're on Zoom. We're always on Zoom. We have several meetings to attend. There's a huge benefit to that. But I also know that it can be a bit overwhelming, not because we're not receiving great information and insight each time, but because there's so much all the time. And so we want to make sure that I want to say, speaking from the Solano branch, I would like to, as a director there, I'd like to make sure that when you're coming to these meetings, or when you're attending these meetings, you're feeling refreshed and revived and not overwhelmed. That's the last thing we want. And I know that sometimes there's more excitement when less is more, kind of a thing. If we tone it back and we have a couple of meetings, I feel like more folks will want to participate. They'll get excited about the meetings. They'll say, oh my gosh, when is it? And they'll make it a point to want to attend, instead of, oh, I'll catch it next time. Oh, I'll catch it next time. Really, really having these meetings stand out. And there's some ideas that we have around that. But so I'm all for it. My vote is yes, 100%, absolutely.
Okay, wonderful. Yeah, Jen was the one who pointed out to me about what it was like 3 weeks ago. She's like, it's a lot. And I'm like, it is a lot. Like, I thought it was just me. So I thought.
No, and but Steph, you've been working so hard on, like, every day trying to post who's the speaker and who's going to attend and sending the invites. And when you constantly, I don't know if you're a lot of you who are, pretty Facebook savvy, but when you continue to do that, you'll get put in Facebook jail, and they'll start limiting you very quickly on your content, on who you can invite, on how often you're allowed to get on Facebook. And when we have Stephanie as the facilitator through that, for these Empower Hours, if she's no longer able to do it because Facebook says, okay, enough's enough, then we're kind of in trouble. Then we're going to have to scramble to pick up the pieces. And I don't mind doing it, but it's a lot of work that Steph does. And so I think that this will help also really tone that back for her as well, to help her kind of be able to breathe through it. I took it over for only like a couple of days, and I had to call her back and say, no, I can't do it. It's so much. I don't know how you do it. My hat's off to you. It's a lot. So I think that by doing this, once we can get, this new rotation happening, I think it'll be nice too, Steph, because at that point, some of us who are familiar with how to navigate through the Facebook details, we can step up and say, okay, we'll take, the month of December. I'll take the month of January or something. And that way you're not completely doing it on your own, but we can figure out how to facilitate it through those of us who are able to step up and help do that, especially if we're a branch director. I think that that's reasonable to expect that each one of us need to step up and help, say, oh, I've got month of January, February, March, but we can talk about that going forward.
Perfect. Great. And Tosh and Esther, what's your opinions on this?
I like it because of the exclusivity. I don't know if you could hear me, but
yeah, you're good.
Okay. Yeah, so I like it a lot because of the exclusivity, and then a lot less to manage. Like Jennifer's right, you know, there's a lot of things going on, and you know, yeah, people are gonna be like what Jennifer said. She's like, oh, we'll take the next one. We'll take the next one. No, they're gonna make it a point to attend because it's like, oh man, this is an exclusive event, you know? So they're gonna be like, oh, in their minds, oh, I need to be there. Oh, I need to be there. Just like that.
I love it. Okay, perfect.
Mhm.
All right, thank you, Esther. I appreciate that. Tosh, you
Mhm.
may be in the office. If you can't, then that's fine. But just let me know if you have an opinion on that. I know she's really busy in the office too right now. Okay, so in that case, it looks like between the four of us, it's an agreement for all the people who are able to attend today that this will be what we do moving forward for the month of November and December, especially with the holidays coming up. I think this is a very, very good idea.
Can we clarify, Stephanie? Sorry, can we clarify? You mentioned the Saturdays. I've never attended a Saturday one. Can you clarify what Saturday of the month and the time for that the Saturday is?
Saturday?
I thought you said a Saturday morning, and then the Wednesday Solano one would be the two that would be.
Sacramento.
Oh.
One. The one that where we've had forever. The one that's
the first Thursday of each month.
9:30. Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
That's okay. And was that at 9:30, 10 o'clock night?
We have it at 9:30. Somehow I screwed it up the last time I made it at 9.
Okay.
So the goal is to have it at 9:30 from 9:30 to 10:30 each month. And
Okay.
have speakers for the next 2 months. So in the email that I sent off to everybody today, you'll see several documents in there. Well, real quick. So this is going to be the agreement for the month of November and December. In the next 2 months, I want to figure out with the team how we can make this, the branches each have their, have their own, basically their own marketing type things or whatever it is that Jen was talking about earlier, and making it to where it's not going to be as much of a heavy load on me all the time, as well as, you know, and giving everyone else the opportunity to feel a little bit more empowered and more in leadership, you know, as well. So we're going to come to that. We have come to that agreement. That is what we will be doing moving forward. And so now going to the emails, on your email, you'll see here kind of what we had sent off in the beginning of the year. And you'll see that I have here, just because I feel like there's been some confusion, you'll see that there is a branch manager information of exactly like an entire document of what branch managers are to do. And this is for all of the different branch managers. And we're also still looking for a Twilight branch manager and a Sacramento branch manager officially at this time. And then also our San Diego branch manager is kind of coming back and forth. So I'm not really sure. We may need a new one of those two. Or maybe just shut those all down. I mean, I don't know. I'd love your guys' opinion on
that. I think that we can probably decide on, you know, just shutting stuff down maybe once the turn of the new year comes along. I think right now to just say all of the branches are going to be meeting together these 2 times a month. No one branch belongs to another, or no one person. We just kind of will meet. We will make sure that you know, there are certain facilitators for, you know, when we have the meeting on a Wednesday, or when we have the meeting for the on that Thursday. But I think that people, this is just what my heart would say, people are going to be so hungry to get to meet in person again that they're going to want to meet in Sacramento if they're in that area. They're going to want to meet in Elk Grove. They're going to want to meet in Orangeville. They're going to find the time to do these things, especially at the start of it, at the start of once we're able to really get together in these places freely.
Yeah.
For me, I would really hate to say anything about squashing any of them, even if we have branches right now or chapters right now that have not been well attended even prior to COVID. I'd say let's give it a chance. Let's see what happens after the first of the year, and for now the first couple months, just facilitate through these 2 a month and go from there. Because I know I'd be excited. I used to drive to Sacramento even before COVID to come and be with the women there. I've driven to Elk Grove. I've driven, you know, so I'd be happy to. That's just my heart, my opinion.
I love it. I love it. Does anybody have any other opinions on this, or same?
well, what does the branch manager entail? Because I'm not gonna lie, you know, the elections might cause some chaos. Just saying. So that's why I would love to be branch manager for Sacramento, but at the same time, I don't know if I can make that commitment because of my schedule. Because
Yeah.
like I might have to go out, you know, to the streets and you know
Yeah, so it entails
certain
kind of
things.
a lot. Yeah, so
Mhm.
the branch manager, it's an entire document in your attachment in your email under branch manager, and it
Mhm.
literally has every single thing that a branch manager is supposed to do at Empower Hour.
Okay, because I don't know if I actually received that email. Sorry.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Let me make sure. Let me look and
Mhm.
see if I sent it to the right place. Then, okay.
Yeah. Just like I don't know if because if I mean if I could see and if I could like plan it in advance, like maybe like I show up in person though, right? Of course, right?
Yes.
If when we can.
When we
Okay.
can, yeah. And it's
Mhm.
facilitating it. I'm just gonna forward it on to you right
Mhm.
now. Okay, Esther, 'cause for some reason
Okay.
it's doing weird stuff on me right now.
It's okay.
So yeah, so I'll send that to you right now. Okay,
Mhm.
Esther. And then you
Mhm.
can see it's a lot. It's not like a minimal
Yeah.
amount. And especially moving as of January, I'm not planning on doing any more speakers. I'm not planning on doing any
Mhm.
more setting up any further speakers or promotions or anything else. I'm planning on letting the branch managers take care of their
Got it.
branches, and then you know, whoever's doing what at that time, we're going to go ahead and move forward on that. Because starting January 1st, my goal is to only show up to the meetings to record and post them on Facebook or on YouTube,
Mhm.
and that is it. I don't plan on doing
Okay.
anything else for Empower Hour moving forward after
Okay.
January, except for helping to continue to expand it.
Okay.
So in your emails, you'll see a branch manager, exact detail oriented. If you're missing something, if you don't understand something, please let me know, because we did write that up a while ago. So some of the
Mhm.
things don't apply, but it's still pretty on point in a lot of ways.
Mhm.
There is a how to run an event. There's a speaker's contract. Each speaker has
Mhm.
been sent a speaker's contract,
Mhm.
speaker's agreement as well. So
Mhm.
they're all they have to sign or agree to the speaker's agreement. There's also
Mhm.
a bio and picture request document on the email for those who are
Mhm.
setting up the speakers. There's a membership agreement as well attached to that for anybody who's interested in becoming a member. On the
Mhm.
Empower Hour website, there is a membership page, and on that page, people do have the opportunity to sign up and pay for a membership. What that will
Okay.
look like is something we still need to figure out exactly. So nobody has done that yet, luckily enough.
Uh-huh.
But we need to figure out what that membership would look like. I was thinking something along the lines of, you know, if you sign up to be a member, you would get to be a part of some special groups, and then you would also have your business promoted or whatever else, something along those lines. So we can figure that out too, for sure. We also should have included on here informational cards to hand out at the physical events, and then also we can start to include them into the Zoom meetings
Mhm.
for people who are new. For the marketing, it has marketing information on as an attachment as well. How to do the videos, buy signs and business cards. I still have not bought any signs or business cards because we're not meeting in person, so there's really no point in buying the Empower Hour signs right now. Unless
Mhm.
somebody feels otherwise, but I just don't really see the point in that. The donations, of course, go to the Butterfly Elements /donations. The sponsorships
Mhm.
also go to the butterflyelement.com /sponsorships. And any partnerships go to the partnership page at Empower Hour's website. There's a bunch of
Mhm.
partners already on there, and also explanations of how to become a partner. For the butterfly element, I reached out to Kristen today to ask her to, again, talk to the website designer to update a lot of the information. We are not doing our Girls Empower Hour trip this year due to COVID. The educational options still need to be updated with any further links. So if you guys have anything else you'd like to add, please do. It is on the educational option portion of the Empower Hour website. We are not doing yoga or the self-defense class until we can meet in person again. The self-defense class we still have for free. So as soon as we can set that up for, not for free, I paid for it, but we just need to be able to meet in person to do that self-defense class.
Okay.
For 2021 Women's International Day, we were talking about wanting to throw an event for the Women's Internationals Day for 2021. With COVID and everything else, are we opposed to this idea at this time? Do we want to try to include that on our 2021 agenda?
What date in 2021 is it?
It's International Women's Day, so let me find out what the official day is. I think it's May, but let me just double check. Can I spell? I don't know. International Day. March 8th. March 8th.
Okay.
We could do a Zoom call type event if you guys don't think that we'll be meeting in person at that point. But I just want you guys to kind of thought process. Let me know what you guys think in the next like month or so. And then if we want to do it, we need to start getting on the planning of that probably in December.
I would, I'm somebody who's going to say, I have two totally opposite trains of thoughts on this. My first one is absolutely 100% an in-person gathering or event, even if it's small, we figure out the social distancing, even if it has to be outside, whatever it is. That would be my opinion, because I think that we will get more traction that way. But the other thing is, because if we do an in-person event, people get excited to be in person, they'll get to be there. But even just because you're in person, you still stream it live on Facebook, you know, like we do with when we do our other meetings and stuff too. So you'll still be able to get traction both ways. But I say definitely an in-person meeting, that's for me. However, I think it's going to depend on how things happen after the elections. Yeah. I know that we're all, I think our entire, what we know to be our country is in limbo right now until that happens. But I would say once we find that out, if we feel like things are running smooth enough, I would love to be able to host. And oh my gosh, here's something that I just thought about. Everybody on this call, and even that aren't able to join us, but that are going to be able to hear the recording, we are all located in different areas. Even if each of us on one day got together on behalf of Empower Hour and invited 10 girlfriends or 15 girlfriends in our own areas on behalf of Empower Hour and did our own little fundraising group, our little, International Women's Day or anything like that, but did it together, but in our own different separate areas, we could probably have cumulatively at least 100 women in person participating in our own, Stephanie has 15 or 20, Jen has 15 or 20, Esther has, some, Tasha has some, we all have different areas with different friends right here in our own locations. That might be something that we can do too. Then it wouldn't cost an arm and a leg for any of us to throw the event. We could find somewhere small enough to do social distancing if we're still having to social distance, streaming it live, you know what I mean? Taking turns to stream live. I don't know, we'd have to figure that out, but that might be, we can table all this, but that's just kind of where my brain went too. There's ways to get creative. There's certainly ways to get creative together on that same day. So just a thought.
I love it.
I love that idea. I love that idea. And then, since they're all, usually most of them are entrepreneurs, we could just videotape them and then put them in like a whole collective, of all the information that they have from their selective groups, their branches, and then we could just combine it all, and we could do a live stream and a virtual attendee session.
Absolutely.
So we could have a lot more.
So what we can do, Steph, when you said maybe in December start planning, I think that would be reasonable for sure. I think see how November goes after the elections, form a planning committee for beginning of December at some point, and then go from there. Because by then I think we might have it gives us almost a month or so to figure out kind of what things are looking like moving forward.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a great idea. Okay.
And then we can bring all those ideas to the table.
Yeah, I love that. Okay, perfect. Okay, good. So then the only other thing that I wanted to bring up today, or the only other couple things I wanted to bring up today is there was one family that the Butterfly Element donated to recently that was living in their car. And then we're working on right now. So just so everyone knows, the women of, darn it, what is the book called that Empower Hour did? Empowered Women of Empower Hour has sold a lot of copies. So I know it's super exciting. The money doesn't come through to the account, so it's going directly to the Butterfly Element account with Kathleen, and that usually takes about 2 months for the funds to hit. The KDP just takes, it takes 2 months. It took me forever the first time. I was like, wow, this is not, I didn't expect that. But, and then also we have raised over $500 total for, through Facebook for the fire, the family, fire victims. Dang it, I can't talk. I'm sorry, guys. So with that, we're waiting for a check to come in from Facebook into Kristen Hughes, which is where it goes directly. And she's aware of that. And then we'll be getting that over to Kathleen. As soon as that comes in, we're going to reach out to the families or the friends, like Jen has friends who've lost things, or lost everything. So we want to make sure that we're reaching out to the people that have reached out to us as well as our friends and see how we can be helpful to them with the money that came in for the fire victims. We're going to be giving that money to them. And then on the funds that have come in from the book, we're planning on helping a couple other families that have reached out from the Women's Veterans Alliance that are living in their cars currently. They're single women with children, and we're trying to help them as well. So just so you guys know, we're also still in it to win it there too, trying to help out as much as we can in the world of finance, in the world of homelessness and food and stuff like that. Since I'm not in Sacramento, I haven't been able to go out and help out with that. But my goal is when I come down in November for potentially a week, I was planning on going out to a couple of homeless camps. So if anybody wants to go with me and take food and supplies, yeah, I would love if you guys could join me. There's a couple of really big homeless camps in Rancho Cordova and downtown Sacramento. And I'm personally going to go out there and take a whole bunch of food and supplies, because we
could ahead of time, we could put the emergency supply kit Ziploc bags together that has like a pair of socks, the basic necessity, things that aren't going to cost an arm and a leg either, but that are necessary for them. Some granola bars, things that'll last a while, but like a couple granola bars, the socks, toothbrush, toothpaste, just the basic necessity. Maybe Costco has those hand warmers. They're by the bulk. You can buy them that you stick in like your gloves, or you can just hold them, or you can put them in your shoes or your socks, and they keep your feet and your hands warm. I mean, they're, you know what I mean? You can buy an entire pack of like 100 of them or something like that for like $30 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So stuff like that.
I love that. And I absolutely planning on making a bunch of them here before I go. And then I also was thinking, how do you guys feel about asking for donations through the Butterfly Element, not just in money, but asking if they want to contribute supplies for the homeless? How do you guys feel about that?
Yeah, I think that I think that would be great. I think I think we need to hit up, the networks that we're familiar with and that we know that could probably help, step out. Even $5 is something, $1, whatever it might be, 10, 20, 30, whatever you can afford to do. I know that at the beginning of November, I'm working on, I could grab one really quick to show you, but I'm working on homemade wreaths, and I'll be selling them for $40 a piece. And part of the proceeds are going to go towards the Butterfly Element, so that we can use that money for, getting all of this stuff going, so that we are able to get out there and do what we say we're doing, putting our money where our mouth is. And
absolutely. And so my plan, just so you guys know, my plan in November, so you're going to see me all in October, obviously, for wine tasting. And we're all going to have a good old time. So I'm not planning on going.
I've got the goodie bags. I'm so excited.
I adore you guys. You're amazing. So on November 16th through the 20th, I'm planning on coming out to Sacramento. And then the following week, I'm driving up with the kids to Florence, Oregon. So that week, the 16th through the 20th, as long as I can find a sitter for my kids, because I'm not taking my kids out to see the homeless camps. It's just too dangerous at this point.
Right.
I'm planning on going probably the 17th, 18th to the homeless camp. So and then I would love to gather at least 3 to 5 other women who can be there, and then also have one person who's willing to video some of it and just show, hey, look, this is what we're doing, and have some proof, because I've had a lot of people question, like, what is the point of all of this? And I'm like, hand out money. That's what we've done so far.
How about if we get a man to drive us, and when we go, we carpool, and we get a vehicle that takes, that can take all of us in one vehicle, but have an actual man drive us, and we get out and do the work. I think I would feel safe doing that, because I don't know the area. People are emotionally on a high during that time of year. And they could be potentially dangerous. I'm only saying that because when I worked at the prison for almost 10 years, during the holiday seasons, people who are without and they've lost a lot, they can be pretty shady. So we absolutely want to help them, but we also want to come home safely to our babies and our hubbies and our spouses and our friends. So just might be a thought we could have a designated driver for us, so that we're just hopping in and hopping out when we need to, and we feel safe just kind of having a guy there. Not saying that we have to have men there to be safe, but not knowing the area might be a good idea.
I think that's a great idea. And I would like to put that out to the Empower Our Women. Hey, if you want to join us on the 17th and 18th of November to give away to the homeless. And if you have a husband or a boyfriend or whatever who's interested in joining us, we would love the more the merrier. Because if we're in a bigger group, they're less likely to attack us. And the other thing is we also have to have a CPS phone person to call. So if we see children out there, we have to call CPS immediately, because they're more than likely being sex trafficked. And I know that sounds really mean, but it's true. We need to get a hold of and find out what a good CPS person to contact at that time is. So if anybody knows anybody offhand or has a good person to work with, please let us know, for everybody who's not able to join us, about the CPS person. I'll also work on getting this information out on Empower Hour, as well as the Butterfly Element, about getting donations for the homeless and getting people who want to come out and help us with the homeless as well. And I think that's a very good idea for us to bring out a couple of guys.
Okay. And I know that this probably, no matter what Dennis and I don't go through, or whatever, I know that he would be there to help if we were to call and ask him. And he does legally have a CCW. So, just as a safety, thing too, but I could call him and ask him if he'd be willing to do that, to keep everybody safe, help keep everybody safe too. But just a thought, if we want to have folks, to help us.
I think that's a great idea. Okay, awesome. Esther or Tasha, do you have anything else you wanted to add to this? Maybe you're already still at work.
Nope.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know how to, can you, do you want the ad to have donations for homeless? How do you want that marketing material to look? I mean, it's still marketing.
Yeah. So honestly, the donation, it would be donate to the homeless today, give supplies, like food or basic supplies, or please feel free to donate to a nonprofit at this email, and then the web address I gave, which is the Butterfly Element /donations.
How about, hey, Steph, would you be okay with me? I can work on it today, actually typing up the email. I can send it to you, have you take a look at it and see if that's how you want it worded, and send it out to the rest of the team.
I think that's a great idea. Yeah, I'm not so good with words.
That way we're uniformed and we all have the same verbiage and the same email and the same context. We can put on Facebook, verbally tell people, and have an email that all say the same thing.
I think that's a really great idea. And if we can tell people that we're going to be going to the homeless camps on the 17th and 18th of November, that would be wonderful. And it's only going to be for probably 3 to 5 hours max. And beyond that, it gets very overwhelming to be at those sites.
Well, not only that, but we certainly don't want to be there after dark.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. Definitely not. So we just need to define what times we want to go exactly. But I think from 12 to 4 is probably the best times, as long as it's not dark by 4. Okay, perfect. All right. So was there anything else that you guys wanted to bring up at Empower Hour that I'm missing or forgetting? I know Jen and I have talked a lot, and I'm probably spacing on stuff we talked about. But
You're doing great.
but that's that was pretty much it. I started putting out a plan of what I would love to see Empower Hour do and the butterfly element in the next, like, I did an annual, a 3-year, and a 5-year plan. And my plan, and what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take a picture of it and send it off to everybody so they can get a feel of what I was thinking. And Jen also loved the ideas too, and see, see if everybody's on the same page. And then we need to start to grow the participant directors and people who are going to show up to everything or to things more often and stuff, and gain more followers, because we've lost a lot of people in the last couple of years due to some misunderstandings for spiritual things. So we definitely need to work on that too. So if anybody has any suggestions, ideas, or anything, I'm always game to hear anything new, because I usually just throw out ideas and see what people think.
That's how we grow. Tell us a little bit about the San Diego branch and what's happening there.
So basically, a lady named Wendy Statham, she's interested in being the branch manager. She's told me on several occasions she wants to do it. We had one meeting. It did not have a good attendance. So I'm not really sure where that one's going right now. If Wendy's not able to make it, I may just kind of let it sit for the next couple months and then figure it out in January, like you talked about, instead of just sacking everything. Because right now, when you're exhausted and just don't feel like dealing with it anymore, you just want to be like, done. Like, I don't want to deal with any of it anymore. And I don't want to do that. We've grown a lot, and I don't want to stop the growth just because I'm tired. I want to make sure that we continue the growth, but in the right fashion, to where there's not just a couple of people doing a lot of work. That is my goal moving forward. And I don't want Empower Hour to be a thing where people say, you know what, like, I see that there's 10 meetings this month and nobody shows up to any of them except for 1 or 2. And that's not what I wanted. This is not what we created this for. This is we created this to support other women. I'd also love to see more activity on the Facebook page, on the membership page that we have an Empower Hour, where we just say, hey, what are you doing in your business? So how are you doing? Great. Like, tell me about your business. Tell me about your family. How's your family doing during COVID? I would love to see more posts about stuff like that instead of just the events. So that way we can have
I wonder if there's some confusion there, because I would love to start posting on that. Do we have just a group, other than the Empower Hour actual page? Do we have a separate group where we've invited people to come in specifically for, like, positive inspiration group under Empower Hour?
So actually, that's kind of what we started off Empower Hour's membership page to be. And that's how it grew so fast, is it? Because that's what it was. It was all about women's empowerment stuff that came up. Or I would post, oh, wow, this coach is a woman and she's an NFL coach now, or these women just went into space, or whatever it was. And then I'd also have a bunch of motivational type things, and it's just turned into one of the next events, and then having the speaker come in, which is still great, but I think we need more activity on the actual page, because it's been a long time.
I don't know if you can see this. Is this the one?
No, that's the business page. So that's the business page of Empower Hour. The membership group, which we started with, is the Empower Hour and Inspirational and Networking group for women. And we have 814 members. We've had 800 for about
this one.
Yes, that one. So the more we can get of that, the better, I think. And more people. I've invited tons of people to this, and we're not getting any more people really coming to it. I talk about Empower on on the podcast, all the summits, everything, and we're just at a standstill. So that to me says we're missing something here, and that's not what we want Empower to be about. It's not about how we can promote speakers. It's not about how we can. How we can promote. I don't want it to be about how awesome one person is. I want it to be about how are we encouraging these women and how can we be helping them. And right now, I don't feel like we're doing what we want to do. That's how I feel.
I haven't been posting on there. I don't think I've ever posted on there. I guess somehow I missed it and didn't realize I was supposed to be. So I just posted on there.
Thank you. So I definitely want to put more encouraging things up there, talk about and encourage women to share their businesses so we can do business with one another, like that type of stuff. So I would love to see that as well at Empower for sure. And please, as all the branch managers, please post the events that you have coming up. For all the people who aren't here too, post the events on there as well as your own individual Empower Hour page for right now. And then, like I said, starting in January, I don't plan on posting stuff or I just don't, it's not in my heart right now to do that. So I've been pushing on this for about a year now, and I'm pretty much at my breaking point. So I think it's pretty fair that I say the next couple months, I'm going to still do the 2 for the next 2 months and finish up the month of October. And then starting in January, we'll have we will get a great plan in place because I don't want to lose Empower completely just due to exhaustion. I hope that everybody understands that.
Absolutely. I think that it should have been honestly done a long time ago. I think that's, but I say that, but then, looking back, we don't know until we know what we can or can't handle, what we want to handle. And you weren't expecting changes of moving. And, we've all had changes, huge changes in this last year, even in the last 6 months. And so this is when we step up and we say, you know what, I have to tap out at this point for this or this or that. And that's when we come together and we say, we got you, let's figure this out, because we want to continue to grow this. And it's not just for us, we want to make sure that women have a safe place that isn't going to cost them, an arm and a leg to be a part of. We want to make sure that they have that safety net. And we can't be there as a safety net unless we're mentally and emotionally sound too. And so we have to know when we're able to step up and comfortable enough and to say, you know what, I'm done. I'm tapping out for now. And, new adventures and new chapters and new things happening. So totally get it.
I love it. All right. Does anybody have any other suggestions, ideas, or critical things that they want to say? Esther or Tosh? No? I know you're both at work.
Do you think marketing your business Monday would be an idea for a good post? Like market your business post and then just have everybody, or like, should I just put like a template or something like that?
Oh my God, I love that idea. If you want to, if you could take that over and if you could make today like the very first market your business meeting thing on that, on all of the Empower Hour Facebook pages, I think that would be brilliant. I think that would be wonderful. And I will happily be one of the first people up there talking about, Desert Capital or something, just to show people those interactions.
So market your business Monday. Got it.
Yes. And then if you guys can help me also, please, by going to the main Empower Hour page, an inspirational and networking group for women, and start to go to the invite and invite as many friends as you can, so that we can regain our membership, because again, we lost over 1,000 people in 3 months due to less than a month, due to a person that posted stuff when they weren't supposed to. So that additional help would be greatly appreciated. I hope that, and then if it's something you're not comfortable with, please don't do it. But I think that would be a great way, is if each one of the boards of the board of directors, as well as the branch managers, invited even 50 people each. I'm not allowed to invite anybody else. I'm in Facebook jail as well. And I have been for a while due to how much I post, apparently. So I have to be very careful how many people I invite to stuff and stuff like that, because they keep throwing me in jail. So
you and a lot of other people. It's getting
ridiculous.
It's getting squirrely.
Yeah. All right. Tasha, did you have anything you wanted to say, or are you good? Sorry,
I'm good.
You're good. Okay, awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and take this recording and post it onto it has to go onto YouTube in order to Oh my God, I can't talk. I'm so tired, guys. I'm going to post it onto YouTube and then send out the link to everybody. Everybody that gets this, please review it. And then, or obviously you reviewed it, but let me know your thoughts, opinions, and ideas. Okay, guys? Because we want to do better. We want to make it a better experience for everybody, and it not just be I show up to my own meeting for an hour and then good. You know, I want it to be an interactive community where everybody feels loved and supported, and that is 100% what we want. You to feel supported as empower board meeting members, as well as empower director, branch managers. You know, we want you to feel supported, and if you're not feeling supported, please let us know, because we don't know that. And we look forward to making 2021 an absolutely phenomenal idea. Please put together what you would love to see your branch to look like in 2021, what you want to see Empower Hour to do in 2021. And I'm going to send out to you my thought processes for my 1, 3, and 5 year ideas for Empower Hour. Okay. I appreciate everybody, and I thank you all for being here today. And then Jen, you're going to write out that email for the donations for the homeless people. And then also were you planning on creating a flyer for the 17th and the 18th, or was that Esther?
I wasn't going to do a flyer.
I was going to do a flyer.
You were going to do the flyer. Okay. So Esther's doing the flyer. Jen, you're going to do the email. Can we try to, and you said that you're going to try to do that today, Jen? I know you're really busy.
No, I'll get it done. I'll get it out to you by this evening at the latest.
Thank you. And Esther, can you get that flyer out to us maybe today or tomorrow?
Yeah, I was going to work on it right now.
Perfect. And then you think that you can also get the Market Your Business Mondays?
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
So you're going to be able to
I'm just going to make it right now.
Oh, perfect. Okay, great. So please just go ahead and put those up on the Facebook today. And then that will be on you to put it up every Monday. I can't add that to my schedule.
That's fine.
So if you can make that your thing every Monday, or even it could be Market Your Business. It could be market your your family values, market, whatever that is, whatever people want to talk about, whatever your feeling is right. It doesn't have to be about your business every Monday. It can be just about
Market You.
Oh, I love it.
Market You.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah. Okay. Market You Monday.
Perfect. So then you're going to work on that today, and you're also going to get the flyer out for the homeless. I will post those onto once I get both the verbiage and the flyer. I will post those onto the Butterfly Elements Facebook page, as well as the Twitter for Empower Hour, the all of the stuff that we post on too, because it's we're on pretty much every social media now at this point. Okay, great. Thanks, guys. I appreciate all of you. Tosh, hopefully you got everything okay. And I look forward to seeing everybody on the 24th.
I just invited 50 people to like our page, so hopefully we'll see some folks coming in.
I appreciate it.
I'll send the email.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
Bye.